The last we heard from Datsun India was almost a year ago when it launched the facelift of the Go and Go Plus. And we were told back then that the automatic transmission variants were on their way. And well, here they are, the CVT on the Go and the Go Plus. And while the facelift brought in trendy features, right from safety features to, and even the much needed design update, the one thing that was lacking was an automatic transmission, which has now become its biggest USP. You may ask why that's so, and that's solely because the trend in the hatchback segment, in that entry-level hatchback segment for automatics has grown and the demand is there, which is why Datsun is catering to that very demand with these two vehicles. Well, the CVT becomes its biggest USP for another reason, because it's the first time in this segment that both these cars are going to get this technology. And that's what brings in more focus to both these cars, because Datsun is going all out to say that sophisticated automatic technology is available at a reasonable price. So yes, these will come at a premium, and that's because the CVT will be available only in the top two variants, T and TO. And so expect a hike of about 50,000 rupees over the top end variant. Let's get into it then. How do they drive? Let's talk about the Datsun GO first. Now, this one is the same 1.2 litre engine, the same tuned engine as well. It's the manual actually felt very peppy, and the light clutch really made it even better. The CVT takes things to a different level because its seamless transitions really ease the way you drive, and that comes in really handy when you're driving in traffic conditions. But there is that rubber band effect for that basically always is on CVT gearboxes. So there is a lag of power every time you put your foot down and you want to go, and that comes in. That is pretty frustrating, especially when you want to overtake the car in front of you. Even in low gears, it doesn't really work well. It's just, I don't know how to say it. It's nagging that the gearbox does not respond as quickly as you want it to, and that's probably one fault. But again, in city traffic conditions and in cruise mode, I mean, if you just want to cruise down the highway, there's nothing better this can do. It is really good in that department. It certainly eases the way you drive around. And the CVT is a boon, especially for those who commute for 2 hours one way because of traffic. And the big takeaway is also the fuel economy, which stands at 20.07 kilometers per litre, which is more than even the manual transmission option. That's the hatch then. But what about the one with 7 seats? The Go Plus getting a CVT is a big deal, and that is because its closest rival, the Renault Triber, which was launched really recently, does not get one. It does not get an automatic as of now. Frankly, it will get one, and that will be an AMT. So the CVT in the Go Plus is a big deal for that company. As far as the drive or even the power is concerned, the Go Plus is more powerful than the Triber. 75 brake horsepower on this one, but what essentially it has is that CVT gearbox, and yes, it looks desperately to shine in that, but it doesn't, because that rubber band effect is still there, and you can't help but notice that. So when you put the throttle down, there's a loud noise from the engine, and that CVT gearbox actually plays catch up. Having said that, the gears change smoothly. It's not a clunky sound that it makes. It's really smooth, but you can't expect this car to do any performance oriented thing. Even in sport mode that it has, it doesn't really go as fast as you want it to. So clearly it's doing its job of cruising in and out of city and helping you in city traffic conditions. As far as fuel economy goes, the Go Plus with the CVT returns a fuel economy figure of 19.41 kilometers per litre. And when you compare that to the manual transmission, which is 19.72 kilometers per litre, you understand how close it really is between the two. The cabin and the feature list remain unchanged. But while the Go Plus gets a mix of beige and black interiors, the Go gets an all-black cabin. Then you have a 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and there are cubby holes all around. The cabin is spacious, and yes, all those skeptical of the plastic quality used, well, this is a big improvement over the pre-facelift version. As far as safety features go, both the cars come with dual airbags, ABS with EBD and brake assist, rear parking sensors, driver and passenger seatbelt reminder as standard. Both cars are now structurally rigid too and comply with side crash and pedestrian protection regulations, which is a big step indeed. It all comes down to the price with the CVT transmission then. And that information we don't have yet. What we know is it will be available only in the top-end variants of both the cars and will have a premium attached to the price. But even with the premium price tag, the CVT variants of both the cars will be priced under 6,50,000 rupees. And that's because Datsun claims that the price tag will make both the cars the most affordable cars with CVTs in the country. And that deserves a pat on the back for the company. Why? Because it's just told the rest of the car makers that CVT is definitely affordable and they need not go the AMT way.